there, this is Leah from Mommyish, and today I'm going to do a tutorial on using overlays as styles and how to easily recolor them. I recently put out a new style set, which is 118. My goodness, I'm making a lot of them. And it's lightly distressed. And basically what these are overlays, transparent overlays that I've created that are seamless. They're actually 8 by 8 inch, so you could use them on papers if you wanted to, or alphas or whatever, to just add a little extra of a distressed textury feel. So typically all you would do, obviously, is just apply it. I have this into two parts. I want to do something else. So I'm going to duplicate these layers for now, group them. All right, that's for later. So basically what I would do is I would just apply the style to it. You know, the different styles do different things, and then that's it. And you'd be like, okay, well, that's really cool. Thank you, Leah. Nice style. All right. But what if you don't want to use the white or the black? What if you want it to be another color? And what if you're not interested in it just being like a soft light effect or an overlay effect? What do you do? All right. Well, I'm going to show you what you do. So, first things first with this one, what I do if I'm wanting to change the color of a transparent overlay is I duplicate my base layer like that. I then take that layer and I go to the fill and I turn it down to 0. All right. Then I apply the style that I want. It doesn't matter, you don't, it doesn't matter which type you use. I just like to use the one that I can see the best. So I'm going to use black and pick the one that I want. We're going to go with this one. All right. So if once I've decided, and let's say you want to move, because again, this is a seamless texture, so, or overlay, so you can just go to pattern overlay and you can move it. Like, wee, I want it to look a little different, so I'm gonna move it like that, or, you know, like wherever you want it. I like that, so that's where I want mine at. You can also scale in your pattern overlay area. You want to never scale up because it makes things blurry and look wonky, and that's not cool. But you can scale down, and like I said, this is a transparent overlay and it's seamless. Typically anything seamless is a repeating pattern, right? Like that's how it works. So if you go too small, you can see then the repeatingness of it, which is not very cool. I tend to keep with either 50% or 25% and or 100%. That's my thing. I want to keep it at 100% though, just to show you that. Anyway, once I have it the way I want it, I hit OK. Then I right click on my layer and I rasterize my layer style. So now it's just this rasterized layer of only the effect that I've added. I tend to like to recolor by just double clicking and doing a color overlay. So I'm going to show you how we do that first. So I'm double click, color overlay, and let's say I would want to choose a blue for whatever reason, and just pick the color, hit OK, OK, and you're done. But you can also do different things after you do a color overlay. Let's try the yellow. I'm going to do a yellowy color, a lighter yellow actually, like that. That way I can see it on everything. All right. Um, I would rasterize the layer after I've colorized it. And you can do different things with that from that point on if you wanted to add like only texture to that or a pattern to that. You could do it. Anyway, so I'm going to step back. So back to where we had, you know, rasterized the layer initially. You can also create a layer above it and then clip that layer that you just put above to it. That's Control Alt G or Control G in Photoshop Elements. And then you just flood fill it in. You would pick your color, colors, and just flood fill it in like that. You might like doing it this way because for whatever reason, you know, if along the way you decide you don't want it to be that color and you keep it like this while you're working, it's easy to just, I don't know, use your paint bucket tool. You can also do gradients, and you can also do that stuff in the style palette. But if this is easier for you, I say go for it. All right. Now, to show you a different thing, we have our other group here. All right. This is keeping everything in its own little like happy place. I have a layer here with the fabulous life and a layer here with the background. I'll try to stop, making myself print something. Anyway, the two things are like way too close together. Anyway, what I would do if I want to do two different textures and two different colorings, um, I would make sure that I have my two layers. So I have my background and I have my text. I'm going to go ahead and do the background first. So I duplicate the layer again, turn the fill down to 0, apply a style to it, one of the overlays. I like that one. Rasterize that layer style. And then I go ahead and color it, whatever color I wanted it to be. I think I'm going to go with the blue. I like the way the blue looks. All right. Then I have my text. So then I'm going to duplicate that layer, turn the fill to 0 again, and then apply the style to that I want. That's actually using the same one. And that would allow me to like maybe recolor it to something different, whatever. Or you can use a different one. Like, this is the sky is the limit. So you can have a lot of fun here. I'm going to use this one because I think it's really cool. And I'm going to rasterize that layer. Now I can color this one, whatever color I want it to be. So if I want to use yellow like I had done before, I could. So now I'm not married to only one texture. You can apply them to the different parts of your project, your different layers. You can pretty much do what you want to do, which is fun. I actually do like the white on this, so I would only have to apply the normal style, but just for, teaching's sake, that's how it works. And actually, the other fun thing is if I turned it off, you can see, or not that part, but you can kind of see like the different, well, not with the thing being white, but if I turn this into a real color, like here, you can kind of see where the text and stuff is at. So if you did a very heavy overlay or you actually made it smaller, you could almost just have it be like this kind of really grungy effect without having the text behind it, if that makes sense. And I'm going to show you that because I think it would be fun. So I'm going to do it with this layer here. We have our pattern overlay. That means I'm going to scale it down quite a bit. And not with that one. I'm going to scale it down with a thicker texture that I have here. I'm like, which one? Not that one I just said. That's the one that already is. This one. All right, now I'm going to scale this pattern down, maybe to like 25%. And what I could do is I could do multiple layers. So I'm going to do another layer. This one's going to have a different texture on it. I'm just going to kind of show you guys how you could play around with these things. I'm going to scale this one down to 50% as well. Actually, no, I liked it at 100%. I'm just going to move it. There we go. All right, I'm going to duplicate another layer. I'm going crazy. This is craziness. And this has a different texture on it again. I am going to scale this one down to 50%. All right, and I'm going to move it a little bit because I want to make sure that these little areas are getting something there. So whenever I turn this off, you can see what it looks like. All right, now that I've done that, I'm going to merge these three together. If I turn that off, you can see now, fabulous life. And then I could colorize it, whatever, do a color overlay. I could, sometimes I like to use my paintbrush tool to color in things a bit differently. So let's say I didn't want to do that. I would create the layer above it, clip it to the layer, get out my paintbrush, like I said, whoop, not that paintbrush, just my round brush like this. And I would just use different colors. So I want the top part to be like that. I just color it in carefully. Pick another color for this part, as you see. Ta-da. And another color for the bottom. You can see there. So that's one of the reasons why I like clipping, because I can do stuff like that as opposed to just like a plain old flood fill. But and then without the background, you can see there. And you can always change the background color itself. I'm going to totally ruin our whole effect, but why not? Go for it, Leah. You're like, I can't see anything. Ah. Yeah. So anyway, you kind of get an idea of what I mean. So that's it. Ways to use your texture overlays with your style and just rasterizing layers and having a good old time. So anyway, I hope you guys have a fantastic day and that this has been somewhat informative. So have a great one. Bye-bye.